It is now my great pleasure to welcome New York City Corporation Counsel Michael Cardozo to introduce today's speaker, an honorary degree recipient. Prior to his appointment as Corporation Counsel, Mr. Cardozo was a senior partner at Proskauer Rose LLP. He was a law clerk in the chambers of the late Honorable Edward C. McLean in the Southern District of New York. From 1996 to 1998, Mr. Cardozo served as president of the New York City Bar Association, where he has worked on numerous committees for more than 30 years. He is the chair of the Fund for Modern Courts, a nonpartisan citizens organization devoted to improving New York State courts. And he previously chaired 2 court system task forces appointed by Governor Cuomo and Chief Judge Wachtler. Mr. Cardozo received a Bachelor of Arts degree from Brown University and earned his JD at Columbia Law School, where he was an editor of the Law Review and is currently the chair of the Board of Visitors. On behalf of New York Law School, it's my pleasure to welcome Michael Cardozo to today's ceremony.
Deans Buckler and Crowell, Mr. Abbey, trustees, graduates, family, friends. It is my distinct pleasure and privilege to introduce to you the distinguished honorary degree recipient for today's New York Law School commencement, Kenneth R. Feinberg. Ken Feinberg is an absolutely perfect choice, both for this honor and to address you this morning. The essence of Ken Feinberg, I think, is best captured by the famous words of the late President Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Ken's role as Special Master of the 9/11 Victims' Compensation Fund, performed on a pro bono basis, is one of the many answers to what Ken Feinberg has in fact done for his country. I vividly recall joining Mayor Bloomberg in my role as Corporation Counsel as he and I and Ken in 2002 addressed the families of the 9/11 victims. This was something that occurred just a few months after the Twin Towers fell a few blocks from your law school. The anger and emotion in the room with the families was palpable. They were screaming and yelling, calling Ken names, and insisting there was no way he could make decisions that would fairly compensate them for the loss of the loved ones at that tragic day. How in the world, I recall saying to Mayor Bloomberg, can Feinberg satisfy these claimants, each of whom will be receiving widely different amounts compensating them for their loss, with the amounts determined solely by Feinberg with no right of appeal? Yet 3 years later, 97% of those 5,000 claimants had accepted Ken's award. They had learned, like those who made claims in the Agent Orange litigation, the tragic shootings at Virginia Tech, the Katrina disaster, the BP oil spill, and scores of other matters, that Ken Feinberg was in fact performing in the highest traditions of the legal profession. He was doing justice for the public good. As the graduates here today begin their legal careers, I urge all of you to keep in mind the good that can be achieved by committed lawyers using the law to benefit the public, and the example set by Ken Feinberg to whom this great law school honors today. And now, I'd like to invite Dean Buckler to return to the podium with Associate Dean Suzanne Davidson and Trustees Arthur Abbey and Sybil Shainwald.
Thank you, Mike. Your words were inspiring, and I'm sure that Ken's speech will inspire you as well. It is now my great pleasure to introduce my fellow trustee, Sybil Shainwald, class of 1976, who will confer the honorary degree on her good friend, Ken Feinberg. Ms. Shainwald is a leading advocate for safe and effective health care for women, and she was the first woman to receive the law school's highest honor, the President's Medal, in 2007. Not only the first, but I think the only.
The only.
On behalf of everyone at the law school, I want to extend my very special thanks to Sybil for generously offering to invite Ken Feinberg to be this year's honored speaker. Sybil.
Thank you, Arthur. It is a great pleasure to bestow this honor. Kenneth R. Feinberg, for your outstanding accomplishments and influence in the field of law. New York Law School takes great pride in awarding you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations, my friend.